when it comes to healing or coaching or both, where you are trying to rewrite or change your reality, just working on today is not enough. Just working on tomorrow is not enough. If the last 10 days have been stressful and heavy, how would you be today? If the last 10 days were light and easy, how would you be today? If the last 10 years have been stressful and heavy, how will you be today? If the last 10 years have been light and easy, how will you be today? In whatever future you wish to create, you cannot ignore the power of the past. You cannot ignore that yesterday made today and today will make tomorrow, because everything piles up. Everything builds up. Life cosmically compound interest. Does everybody understand compound interest? Very quickly, let us say you have 100 and you have getting an interest of 10, which means you'll get 110. The next round of interest will not be on 100, it'll be on 110. So compound interest is, of course, much greater and bigger than simple interest, which is always only going back to the 100. But life is a cosmic compound interester. Why do I use the word cosmic? Because you cannot measure the interest. If you are having troubles in relationships, take a look at your last 3. What has compound interested? If you are having trouble with money, take a look at your last biggest 3 transactions. What were your words around it? What were you thinking and saying around them? You're having trouble with your health, take a look at your last 20 years of stress. What has compound interested? What has piled up? What has built up? Nothing happens overnight, and nothing worth happening happens overnight. When life cosmically compound interests, and we have this pile up. By the way, just get a sense of this pile up on a scale of 0 to 1,000 kilos, or 1,000 pounds, or 1,000 stones, whatever unit of measurement you're comfortable with. What's your sense of your pile up right now?
And as people write that down, Nidhu, Tanya has actually written in saying that, what if you're being forced by life to exist amid such an environment when your family unconsciously uses these words repeatedly, and there's trauma bonding, and you've got to, listen patiently. How can one help them? By protecting their aura, their energy, and their thoughts. And in fact, Madhu had earlier written in asking, can we do for family members? So two kind of, okay, families like this, or can we do for family members? Questions that have come in, just bringing to your attention.
Yeah, Neelu, just make note of these 2 questions. They're very important questions.
And 1,000 kilos says Rupashri, 300 says Vinesh, enough is enough says Sun, Tinley says 1,000, Siddhar says valid questions. See, there are a lot of questions happening. Which one? Dipali says 700, 47 says Nishi, Megaton says Vijay Kumar, Anisha says 800.
And the point of this understanding is, when you are trying to create a future with this pile up or on this pile up, how fast are you going to go? How far are you going to go? In how coaching works, which is coaching is about the development of your future self. And healing is about the healing of your past self. All healing is a healing of the past. What is the best thing to do? Because depending on the amount of pile up, either you are trying very hard, kicking, screaming, shouting in the same place, or you are starting and then falling back. Because here's the thing about pile ups and life's cosmic compound interest, it always wins. Megaton of a pile up. What is going to show up in your future? What future are you looking at? The biggest mistake all of us make is that we think that a workshop or a pill or a magic wand is going to give me that in the future without paying any attention to the pile up. वो पाइल अप का क्या करेंगे? वो किधर जाएगा? वो भी हमारे साथ आएगा. But if we start taking care of what's happening here, where the pile up is happening, then in the shifting of realities, we can smoothly go towards the future. Healing requires coaching. Coaching requires healing. You need both. And if your pile up is that big, obviously you need more healing than the coaching. And I want to tell you one of the fastest ways to reduce pile up